and welcome to Let's Mingle CAL. This is week 1 and we're doing the up and down pattern. On my blog you will find the options of either starting with a foundation chain or a chainless foundation row. Today I'm going to show you how we're going to start with a regular foundation chain of 35 stitches. I'll link a video of the chainless foundation technique up in the right corner of this video. So I'll do the 35 stitches and now I'm ready to start row number 1. So I'll skip the first stitch from the hook and I'll start working into the second one or the next one. And I like to work into the bump of the foundation chain. We will work single crochet stitches throughout this row. Again, working into the bump is optional. You can work your single crochet in the chain as normal. I just like the effect of working into the bump. Again, at the end of this pattern, we're gonna work single crochet all around the edge. So you don't really have to work into the bump. It's personal preference. So I'm working single crochet throughout this row. So this is what the first row looks like. If you look at the bottom, you're gonna see the V stitches showing. This is the effect of working into the bumps of the foundation chain. You have a very nice edge at the bottom. Now we're ready to start the second row. Now I'm gonna be crocheting double crochet stitches, and if you have been following me for a while, you probably would have noticed that I don't chain 2 or 3 stitches in or at the beginning of the row when I'm working double crochet stitches. So what I'm doing, and this is a trick that I've learned a while ago, is to stretch the loop on the hook to the length of a double crochet stitch before chaining 1. And then we're not gonna skip any stitches. We're gonna work right into the first stitch and do our first double crochet stitch. This is a trick to avoid having a hole on the edge of our double crochet row. Next, I'm gonna work on the 3 next stitches. I'll work a double crochet 3 together, a decrease over the next 3 stitches. So I'll yarn over, insert the hook into the first stitch, pull a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now I have 2 loops on my hook. I'll yarn over and insert my hook into the next stitch, pull a loop, and then yarn over and go through 2 only. Now I have 3 loops on the hook. I'll repeat that again, yarn over and go into the next loop or a stitch and pull a loop, and then yarn over and go through 2 only. I'll have 4 loops on my hook. Now I'm gonna yarn over and pull through all 4 together. And this is my first set of decrease. Next, I'm gonna chain 3. And I'll skip 1 stitch. And then I'll start working another set of decrease. Yarn over, skip 1 stitch, and then work a decrease by inserting the hook into the following stitch, pulling a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, insert the hook into the following stitch, pull a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, insert the hook into the third stitch, pull a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops at once. We're gonna chain 3, skip 1 stitch and repeat. I'm almost near the end of my row. This is what the work looks like for now. So we have spaces and decreases. Now we have 2 stitches left, so I'm gonna chain 3, skip 1 stitch, and into the last stitch I'll do a double crochet. So we have 8 chain 3 spaces and 8 decreases. Now to start row number 3, I'm gonna chain 1. This is my turning chain, and it's a regular turning chain. I'm not stretching it. And I'll start by working a single crochet in the first stitch, and then I'll be working into that space. I'll locate the skipped stitch 2 rows below. This is where I will be working my elongated double crochet stitches. So I'll insert the hook into the skipped stitch 2 rows below, and I'll make sure that the hook is in front of the chain 3 of the previous row. I'll yarn over and pull a loop. Now I have 3 loops on the hook. The elongated double crochet stitch is a little bit different than the double crochet stitch. So I'll yarn over and I'll go through 1 loop only. Now I still have 3 loops on my hook. I'll yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. This is my first elongated double crochet stitch. I'll go into that same stitch and do 2 more elongated double crochet stitches. So yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull a loop, yarn over and go through 1 loop only, and then yarn over and go through 2, and yarn over and go through 2. The last time, insert the hook and finish your elongated double crochet stitch. And this is our first set of 3 elongated double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Now I'm gonna skip the chain 3 stitches from the previous row, and I'll go into the next stitch, which is the stitch sitting on top of the decrease of the previous row, and I'll do a single crochet. And this is the repeat for this row. So working into the skipped stitch 2 rows below, we're going to do 3 elongated double crochet stitches, skip the chain 3, and work a single crochet into the next stitch. This is how the back side looks like. Those are the 3 chains that we skipped. And then I'll be finishing the row, and I'll meet you near the end to show you how we're gonna do the last couple of stitches. So I'm near the end. I did my last 3 elongated double crochet stitches, skipping the chain 3 behind it, and then I'll have 2 stitches remaining. I'll do a single crochet into each. And this is the end of my row. So now we're ready to start row number 4, and I'll stretch the loop that is sitting on my hook, and I'll chain 1, turn the work, and work a double crochet stitch into the first stitch. Next, I'm gonna chain 3, skip a stitch, and then work a decrease over the next or the following 3 stitches. So in row 4, we're doing the same thing we did in row 2, except that the beginning and the ending of row 4 is slightly different than what we did in row 2. But the stitches or the sequence of the pattern is the same within the row. So I'm working a decrease of 3 double crochet together, and I'm making sure that I'm not working around the 3 chains that I skipped in the previous row. And I'll repeat the same sequence or the same pattern of row 2. I'll chain 3, skip 1 stitch, and repeat the decrease. I'm near the end of row 4, and I've done the last decrease. Now I have 1 stitch remaining. I'll do a double crochet into that stitch. And this is what row 4 should look like. Now moving to row 5, this is the last row of our repeated pattern. I'm gonna chain 1, turn my work, and work a single crochet stitch into the first 2 stitches. Now we're gonna locate the skipped stitch 2 rows below, and we will repeat working 3 elongated double crochet stitches into that skipped stitch. So again, row 5 is a repeat of row 3, except for the beginning and ending of that row that is different from the beginning and ending of row 3. So here I am finishing my first elongated double crochet stitch. I'll go back into the same stitch and repeat the elongated stitch 2 more times. Then I'll skip the 3 chains and go into the following stitch and do a single crochet. I'll fill those gaps, and I'll meet you near the end to show you how we're gonna finish this row. So here I'm doing the last set of 3 elongated double crochet stitches. Skip the 3 chains, and then I'll have 1 stitch remaining. I'll do a single crochet into that stitch. And this is the up and down pattern. It's a repeat of 4 rows, rows 2 through 5, and we're gonna repeat them 5 more times to get our square of 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So this is the final square. After we finish the square, we're gonna work a single crochet around all the edges to have a nice finishing for our square, and we make sure that we insert 2 single crochet stitches into each corner. And by this we reach the end of today's tutorial. Don't forget to share your photos with us on our Facebook group and on Instagram. And if you have any questions regarding this pattern, please leave a comment below. And I hope you have enjoyed crocheting our first square. This is the back side of it showing. I even like the back side of it as well. So please share your comments and your thoughts with me on Facebook, Instagram, and in the comments section below. And I'll see you next week with the second square of the Let's Mingle CAL. See you next time.